Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to talking about how to write an abstract for a paper. Basically, the abstract is a summary of an entire paper. You can have a structured abstract, or you can have a non-structured abstract. As you can see here, this is an abstract from a paper. This paper study about the lead induce the inflammation marker and the product from the microglia that can induce neurotoxicity. So as you can see here in this abstract, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 key points called background, methods, results, and the conclusion. So in the background, as we have said, you have two main points needed to bring out. Number one is the motivation and the purpose. For this paper, this tell you what already been known. For example, here you say lead, a heavy metal, and quinolinic acid, which is a metabolite of a kynurenine pathway. These two are known neurotoxicants. So this is already known. Then it says both lead and QA impair learning and memory. So this is also known. Then thirdly, you have lead activates these neural cells called astrocyte and microglia, which in turn induce the synthesis of quinolinic acids. Up to here, this layout what already known. Then it says we hypothesize now to come up with this idea about what is the problem we need to solve. We hypothesize increased quinolinic acid production in response to lead exposure as a novel mechanism for the neurotoxicity. So this is hypothesized in this study, and here is what is unknown. Basically, you can see the way this abstract written at the very beginning. They just list what already been known, but in terms of which one cause which one, the connection is not known. Therefore, it is hypothesized that this and this. It is hypothesized that the lead can stimulate the cells to produce quinolinic acid. The quinolinic acid can cause neurotoxicity. So this is the layout. What is known, what is the unknown, that put this together. The second is talk about the method. This is quite extensive. Normally, you don't have this long, but you need to tell people what method you have used. The method will covers the research design and the technique you have used. For example, here says in the experiment 1, and there's in the experiment 2, you have two parts, two components. Then they have used with the rats pups. So this is the something like the subjects, but here is rats used in this study. Then how they treated, for how long, etc. Then later on, they have measured what biomarkers, for example, in the blood using ELISA, and also measured something in the brain using immunohistochemistry, etc. So this lay out the method that have been used in this study. Then you come to the results. When you see the results, you need to look for some verbs they have used. For example, they said the lead exposure increased quinolinic acid level, so the increased, now also increased here. What do they have increased? Increased the number of quinolinic immunoreactive cells in the cortex. Now here again, it says increased. This is the passive tense. Then these are increased in this model. So therefore, in the results, they will tell you what is increased, or what is decreased, what inhibited, or excited. So this is called the results. In terms of the interpretation of the meaning, most likely you will put them in the conclusion. As you can see here, they say putting together the results of the two experimental paradigms we propose, therefore this is the conclusion. They conclude that increased quinolinic acid production in response to lead exposure is a novel mechanism. So as you can see here, give you a structured abstract. So we have another example. This is a paper published in Nature Communication. It is about a phenotypic C. elegans screen identifies a selective suppressor of antipsychotic-induced hyperphagia. So in this abstract, you can see they have started with these antipsychotic drugs are used to treat psychiatric diseases, but are associated with significant body weight gain and the metabolic disease. So this is a very different style compared to the previous abstract. On the other abstract, they just list the fact already known. They put together, say, however, I haven't really figured out what is the relationship they are. But in this abstract, in the first sentence, the author used this star, says, yes, it's used in the treating psychiatric disorders, but there's a problem. So straight away in the first sentence, they tell you what is this for and what is side effect. Now you see this the second sentence, increased food intake appears to be a driving force by which antipsychotic drugs induce weight gain. But the mechanisms are poorly understood. So the author again used the same technique. It says, yes, the antipsychotic can drive increased food intake. This is no, but the mechanism are poorly understood. You see, this is quite a contrast in one sentence. Give the first half and the second half. So this author has used this technique. Then they lead to the purpose of this study. Here we report this is the purpose, or you can change it to the aim. Say this project aimed to investigate this and this. But here, this also has used report. Here we report the administration of antipsychotic drugs to C. elegans induces hyperphagia, and give you the mechanism. You can change this one into the aim, but they have used this way to report. Now you see here, we exploit this finding to screen for adjunct drugs. So this is mainly the aim. In terms of method, this author has used this way to present. They do not say, I have used this model. Instead, they say, I screened the drug in this C. elegans and mice. So this method is embedded in one sentence, which is really to report the main aim of this project. But the method is embedded in this sentence. Then let's here give you the results. And finally, here you can see this is the conclusion. Our study reveals that antipsychotic drug-induced hyperphagia can be selectively suppressed without affecting basal food intake. So this is the meaning of this study, come from the results. Then say, allowing for novel drug discovery strategy. Therefore, this is the projection. This study didn't investigate the new drug, but they say allow for future study. This will be the significance, or we call it external validity. What will this result be used for in the future? So here's another abstract. This is from the Nature Medicine. This study is about urolithin A induces mitophagy and prolongs lifespan in C. elegans and increase muscle function in rodents. This is the main focus of this study. Basically, you have used urolithin A, which is an independent variable. Then you induce the changes here. Lifespan is a dependent variable. Here is the animal, or called the C. elegans here. Then look at the changes, and also in rodents, two models. So this is the abstract, is summary of the entire study. You can see here, this is in the first sentence, they point out the problem, which is the biological effects of urolithin remain poorly characterized. So if we see the poorly, means this study will study urolithin biological effects despite widespread main exposure, etc. So this is a very different style to the previous one. The previous one says, yes, has been using this and this, but it can cause some side effect. Here it says it's poorly characterized, however, it's widely used. So this is the third way to start in my presentation. You can see how you will be able to choose one star for your abstract writing. We identified urolithin A as a first in-class nature compound. So this is very much start away. They give you the results. They didn't tell you the methods. However, they use the methods. They say, I've used the C. elegans here, but not an independent sentence, because in this sentence they did not give you the exact number, how long increase 30%, 20%. They give you just the overall concept. So that's why I say you can consider this as a conclusion as well. Whole sentence rather short, and use a simple word to land is to improve. So this is a technique I think is very good for us to learn.